All right, good afternoon. My name is April Brum, and the much anticipated How to Run a Lunch and Learn, Grow Your Business One Lunch and Learn at a Time. This is something that has sort of been a long time coming. I am super excited to show this to you today because I have done several different lunch and learns to grow my marketing business and expand my customer base in a fun, simple way by teaching something that my followers and readers and sphere of influence want to learn. So in the very beginning, when I had no idea what I was doing, how I was going to present all of this stuff, I was simply wanting to build my email list. In order to build your email list, you have to offer something of value. Otherwise, you're just going to end up in the spam folder and get unsubscribed. So in this presentation, how to run an effective lunch and learn, grow your business one lunch and learn at a time. Hopefully you have been able to download the free PDF that is in the either Facebook group or thereafter. If not, don't worry, I will send it to you afterwards. Every page of it is on here, so you don't have to worry about keeping up and following along and that sort of thing. Why would we teach? Why teach? That is the burning question why we are doing these lunch and learns. Knowledge sharing and expertise demonstration. So by conducting a lunch and learn session, you're going to position yourself and your business as experts in your field. You're going to show this, whether it's being on social media or whatever. This is sort of also what drives the algorithm. The more people that frequent your page to look for something, that it sees what they're searching for. And then when you get clicked on, that reinforces what's really going on in the algorithm. So sharing valuable knowledge and insights with your audience establishes your credibility and builds trust. Most of us understand that we are not going to deal with somebody that we don't trust. This attracts potential clients or customers who see you as the expert and as a valuable resource. And so next thing, networking and relationship building. Lunch and Learns provide relaxed and hopefully interactive environments for networking. You saw before we even started this session, those that are attending this session live were able to chat with each other and possibly make some real connections. It allows you to connect with attendees on a personal level, fostering relationships that can lead to business opportunities. You can build a strong network within your industry that will open doors to collaborations and partnerships and referrals. Brand visibility and marketing, the last thing we're going to talk about real quick. Hosting a lunch and learn class is an effective way to increase your brand's visibility. Word of mouth and positive experiences from your session can generate buzz within your target audience. If you don't know who your target audience is, that's another discussion for another day, but we have to get a target audience. You cannot grow if your target audience is everybody who's breathing. That's not a target audience. So additionally, if you promote the event through various channels, it serves as a marketing opportunity to reach a broader audience and attract potential clients and customers who may be interested in your products or services. Remember to tailor the content of your lunch and learn class to address the interest and specific needs of your target audience, ensuring that information shared is relevant and valuable to them. So what does that really mean? It means that when you are teaching a lunch and learn, it needs to be something that your people want to learn. So as an example, and if you have this already printed, great. If not, this is the first page of it, so you don't even have to worry about it. So your playbook for this, 7 steps to a successful and profitable lunch and learn. What is your audience Googling? Teach that to them. So the very first sort of lunch and learn that I did was called the Bulk Reels Creator Class. And I just wanted to learn how to create bulk reels because I saw all these gurus on Instagram and everywhere going, you gotta post 1 or 2 reels a day. And I'm like, who's got that kind of time? How are these people doing this? So I went over to YouTube, I went to a couple of different blogs, and I started Googling how to create bulk reels. I spent hours learning how to do this, coming up with a system, making sure it worked for me. And then I said to myself, some people don't have hours and hours and hours like I do to go learn how to do this. Why don't I teach it? Why don't I package it and teach it? So I use a tool called Busy. It's where I made this workbook. It's where I come up with my social media content. It also is something that I market. Now, all the way through this class today, you're going to hear me talk about tools. If someone invited you to this class and they market that tool, ask them for the referral link. If you don't have one from somebody, I'm happy to share mine with you. But there's a lot of people on this Zoom, even live today, and that will share this class with you later when it's a recording, that have a referral link for something. Dance with the one that brung you. That's what we say down here in the South. Don't be leaving with somebody new. If someone brought you here, you want to be the one to patronize their referral link. Okay. That, doing the bulk reels creator class, that is what led me to my next lunch and learn, because my audience was asking, what's a reel? So my next reel was introduction to reels. What's a reel and how do you use them to grow your business? That was my next lunch and learn. It came out of all of the questions from my first lunch and learn. So you can see how this sort of takes on a life of its own, and it does what it's supposed to do as it goes. So here are some busy examples: bulk reels creator, social media scheduling, and then some of my other sessions. If you would like to see these examples, I'm happy to share them with you. Afterwards, simply send me a message. I would love to share those with you. Bulk reels create, they're all less than $10. And if you don't get $10 worth of fun out of them, I stand behind my products and I'll give you your money back. I haven't ever had anybody ask for their money back though. So social media scheduling for beginners was one, bulk reels creator, and then you can see down here at the bottom. Now this cover, I guess you would say YouTube cover that you see at the bottom, this is a screenshot from my YouTube channel. YouTube.com/April Brum is my YouTube channel. There's Learn and Earn is what I call mine, because they are not always at lunch. And I serve people all over the world. So a lunch and learn for somebody in Australia is going to be different than a lunch and learn for somebody in Hawaii, right? So I call mine Learn and Earn just because it's easier for me to go down that road. So when it leads you to the next thing, that's how we ended up with today. Many of the people that have taken my lunch and learns are like, man, this is an amazing way to grow my business by showing up as an expert, teaching people how to do something, and then doing the next thing, right? So they asked me, how do you do a lunch and learn? And I said to myself, you just do it. You just throw spaghetti against the refrigerator and see what sticks. Well, you can't teach that, right? So I decided to go into my Busy product, my Busy tool, B-I-Z-Z-Y. It's actually going to change names soon, but even though they're rebranding, it's still going to be the most amazing tool on the planet. So you see now here, number 2. So the number 1 was choose a topic. What are your people Googling? Number 2, create a schedule and a time and a date. It could be a Facebook event. It could be a YouTube live. You could do StreamYard live or a Zoom session like we're doing today. This is being recorded. And so once we get down to number 6, I'll show you how we actually get this on the delivery page, which is super cool. So when you choose a time and date, ask yourself these questions. Do you want to do this consistently? If you want to do it consistently, come up with at least your first 5 or 6 and schedule them. Because when you're in one, you can then market the next one while you're in the active one that you're doing. I do not have one scheduled next. The Lord has always had everybody show up when they're supposed to show up. So I am a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. I don't recommend that for everybody though. Part of the reason why it works is because I have a really tight community that sort of just, we travel as a pack. We all show up when we all show up. Do your registration via the Zoom link instead of the Facebook link. Don't make people register on Facebook because the world is not on Facebook. The world is on whatever works for them, and that's where you need to meet your people. LinkedIn, Alignable even is one of those that I'm not even really playing with yet. Facebook, Zoom, those kinds of things. Where are your people? Meet them there. And so if you do a Zoom registration, then you're able to go back and everybody can access Zoom. And you're able to go back and see your registrations there. Make sure you are loving on these people later. Anybody who's ever taken one of my classes hears from me on a regular basis. And that's another tool that I market. It's called Up Habit, and it helps me never have anybody fall through the cracks. The last thing I want you to do when you're trying to figure out number 2 is how are you going to stream and then test it. I tested this 5 or 6 times this morning, the day of, test it, because you want to be able to have as few glitches as possible. You're always going to have some wonky thing go on because it's life and technology does this to you just to keep you humble. But you want to make sure that you test these things, okay? Now, number 3, promote to your audience. How are you going to decide whether you charge for this or not? I sought very wise counsel when I was talking about this particular one, and this class is free. The reason why this class is free and what helped me determine whether I made this class free or not, basically you want to charge if you're teaching something that you learned or taught yourself that they don't need anything from you to market to do it. So in other words, the bulk Reels creator class that I taught, I charged for that because I'm teaching them how to do a skill. They don't need to buy anything from me in order to do that skill. So I charged for the class because I'm charging to pass through my knowledge. I basically was charging, if you will, for my time that it took me hours and hours to go figure out how to do this. And I cut to the chase for them. So I charged for my time. Now, something like this, I did not charge for something like this. Why? Because when I teach you how to do this, you're going to need busy to do this the easy way. Can you do this without busy? Absolutely. It's going to take you 10 times longer though. So that choice is really up to you. I earn a commission when someone subscribes to the busy tool and the busy product. I have 20 to 30 people that are using busy, which creates a pretty decent income stream for me. This particular tool is useful for anyone in any industry who wants to save time and doesn't understand the tech behind lead magnets and things like that. So when you need something like this, that's how you know whether you should charge for something or not. Now, in order to set this up, you see right here, it says use Copy Shop to set this up. That is the social media content piece of Busy. Okay, so I'm actually going to see if I can show you this really fast. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you can see me going to the Copy Shop. Lori, I see your face. Can you see Copy Shop? Okay, thank you. All right, so Copy Shop, I'm literally going to show you this really fast. A lunch and learn session to grow your business, but you could fill this in with anything. Tell us about your product or program and we'll create your copy. click social content for this, but you can also see all of this is included in Busy. I could do a website or a blog. I could do email marketing. I could do my e-commerce store. I could brand my biz, social sales and selling, and then content. So I'm just going to show you this one thing really quick, just so that you can see how I marketed this and how we ended up with 19 people live here today. And then there's already about 30 or 40 people that have messaged me and want this content. That is what's going to drive your business, is being able to show up. So this is the Busy Copy Shop. It comes with your Busy subscription. If you never made a workbook, this would make it worth it just alone. The top line is 7 ideas what to do to promote what I just asked it to do. The second line is 7 ideas for Instagram. The third line is 7 ideas for Pinterest. If you're not using Pinterest, you're missing out. And then the fourth line is 7 ideas for groups. Now, if I go back up to the top, I can actually have 3 different copy paste messages for post per platform. If I need more, I simply rerun this prompt and it gives me 3 new ones. Social starters, you know.
Yeah. You can.
So sorry. Somebody
I
please mute
usually
yourself.
don't, but I'm not really using that anymore. So I'm trying to
Okay.
just move it and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with
Could
it
somebody
later.
please
I
mute?
got rid of a lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're so confusing.
Diamond, please
Oh my
mute.
God.
Diamond, is it Diamond? So sorry, y'all.
It's Diamond.
Okay. All right, no big deal. That's sometimes what happens with tech, right? So this is being recorded, so hopefully that'll be it. Okay. Thank you for that, whoever helped me. So conversation starters for pages and profiles. These are when you see something that's like a solid background and it just has words, those are conversation starters. Those are huge for engagement. And so that's what you want to do and use Busy and Copy Shop for, right? And that really, really, really will help you. Okay, now comes the challenge of going back and getting this presentation back on the view. Let's see. Full screen mode. Are we back? Can somebody tell me? Yes, Lori, thank you. Okay. All right. So create your class. Your workbook is done and Busy. Presentation can be on Canva, Google Slides, PowerPoint. Show and tell, and then practice this, y'all. It is so awkward sometimes to practice this, but I promise you, you are going to be glad that you went through this a couple of times when you get to the other end of it. And some things you just can't avoid, obviously. Some, stuff happens. Like the other day I was doing something and my dogs behind me were arguing over a deer antler. What do you do, right? And yes, they have 3 of them, but the one that this person has is always better, right? Okay, so that's number 4. You're going to create your class and you're going to be able to do that on Busy quickly and easily. Can you do it without Busy? Yep, but it's going to take you 10 times longer. All right, so now number 5, you're going to host the Lunch and Learn. Ta-da, we're here. I use Canva in presenter mode with 2 screens. So one screen is what you're seeing. The other screen is me with my notes. You can open the chat if you're using Zoom. You can make sure folks have a chance to intro, and that's what you want to do. Don't forget to record. Don't forget to record. And you know what? It almost looks like I'm not recording now. Oh, it is. Okay, we are. And I have that little Bitmoji down there. Don't forget to record it. Record it. Because yes, you can just go teach it again. But it's so much easier to do it the first time when you record it. So that's number 5. Number 6, make it evergreen. So this is what we're doing right now. You are watching me make this evergreen. because it's timeless. It has sustainability and relevance. Evergreen content refers to content that remains relevant and valuable to readers or viewers for an extended period of time. Unlike time-sensitive or trending content that may become outdated very quickly, evergreen content retains its usefulness and significance over an extended period of time, often months or even years. This type of content typically addresses sort of fundamental topics, provides timeless information, or offers a solution to common problems that are unlikely to change significantly. It's the reason why I'm not talking about the cost of Busy. It's the reason why I did say in here, Busy's going through a rebrand, but it's still the best tool on the planet. It's the reason why I'm not showing real-time things that would be people's addresses or things like that, because I can't then go use that on YouTube, because you will get tagged for harassment if you show people's addresses or something like that. So you need to be very careful with things like that, and be mindful of what you're showing on your screen as you go through and do it. When you do this, you're going to place this video that we're recording right now that you are seeing on the replay. This video is going to be on an unlisted YouTube video. When you create an unlisted YouTube video, anyone with the link can see that video. And yes, technically they could share it, but I'm not charging for this class. And that's the other thing. I don't want y'all to get hung up in the details of things. Sometimes you can drown yourself in details. If somebody's going to be dishonest and share your class, that is not your problem. Unless you've got something that's proprietary and, you know, it's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars if they do it, let that seed get sown and you stay on your path. Keep focused. The devil is in the details and he will distract you. Most of you, anyone that follows me knows that I am a follower of Jesus Christ. He is the only reason why I run this business. I would not be doing anything that I'm doing, growing my audience, having hundreds of thousands of people message questions all the time about different things. None of that matters if this life is all we have. So my one goal is to share Jesus Christ. I do that by helping everybody make more money, because that attracts people more than saying, hey, let me tell you about Jesus. They come to me for marketing help. And sometimes they get introduced to the person who can save their souls. And so that's why I do what I do. Now, the last thing, or almost toward the last thing, is to do it, right? How many of us have courses in our inboxes that we bought that we have not taken? I do. I know everybody else does. I am the proud owner of lots of courses that looked great at the time and had great landing pages and great sales funnels. And I bought them and then I didn't take the course. So don't let this be one of those things. Every single person within the sound of my voice, and yes, I realize that's a lot of people because I'm loud, can have a lunch and learn in 1 week. It should not take you longer to do this than less than a week. Find what you're good at, follow the steps that I've taught you today, create your lunch and learn, and release it. Send me a message. I'd love to come. Use this worksheet to brainstorm your first lunch and learn. What problem are you solving? This is your promise to your audience. How is it solved? How are you going to teach them? Did it work? Recap the promise and how it got solved. Then you gather some feedback. I'm going to be emailing every one of you. Can you give me a 2 to 3 sentence blurb? Did you enjoy the class? Did you find value in the class? And did you have implementable steps that you feel like empowered you to go do this? Hopefully you'll all say yes. I will publish the ones that are positive. Okay. And then here's your lunch and learn outline, y'all. These are the steps from the first page, but this is what you're going to do for your lunch and learn. You can utilize the tools in Busy and the custom page feature that will help you narrow down your steps. I actually did that this morning to test it out. In Busy, you can add a custom page and use the list version in the custom page feature and use the prompt and say, create a lunch and learn workshop showing how to increase my customer base as a realtor. It will create a lunch and learn for you. You go through there and insert yourself. Do what you're good at. Don't be another one of those accounts that's just marketing everything that AI wrote for them. But use AI to make yourself better, more efficient, and spend less time in the details. If you use it as a tool and don't let it replace you, you're going to do a whole lot better. Now, evergreen content, you want to create your offer. Is it going to be a lead magnet? Is it going to be a digital download that you sell? Is it going to be a course that you sell later? There's no guarantee that when I release this recording, maybe I'll decide to sell it. I don't know. But very likely this will be one of those free classes that people get to have because it's going to help them build their business and they're going to need busy to do it. So take notes on what worked, take notes on what didn't. Get some feedback from truly people who are in your sphere of influence that are going to be honest with you. Okay, excuse me, I just hiccuped. So on the left-hand side, you'll see, do you want to use this alone or as an offer stack? Right? So I could market this class today and then offer stack busy with it. I could also offer stack makers marketing group. There's a marketing group that I'm in that I pay by the month and it is worth every penny. It is also something that I market. There's only about 700 people in this particular group I'm talking about, and it is worth being in the company of the people with millions of followers and customers so that I can have a trusted place to go to ask questions. I can have a trusted place to go to get coached. And I know that the material that I'm getting and the feedback that I'm getting is solid. Find you a place like that. If you don't have one, I'd be happy to share makers with you and show you that. Next, you want to talk about your price and then make it reasonable. Make it one of those trigger prices. People think long and hard about $49. They don't think long and hard about $7.99. So it depends on what your course is. If you're doing a 52-week, very involved course, yes, maybe it will be a $997 course. Make sure it's worth it and make sure you can back that up. I would get ready and have that be a big launch thing. That's definitely something you want to get in makers to help them get you to help launch that. Then you want to add captions. Make sure that you have the right social media. Make sure, like when I've released this on YouTube, it's going to auto caption. Most people don't take a course like this without listening to it, but 80% of all video is watched on mute. So you want to make sure and just have that ability to be able to do that anyway. Bonus delivery methods, whether you do a transcript or an audio, do you want to do that? I don't, but these are just things to consider. Content splintering, whether you use snippets on social media. Cynthia Martin's really good at this. In particular, we did a Wednesday webinar and she sent me a couple of snippets and they just blew me away. If you have somebody in your life that's good at that, like buy them a coffee and get up close to them so that you can have things like this, because snippets are everything. If somebody likes a little snippet of what you said or did, they might turn into a follower. And what if they bring 1,000 of their friends? You just don't know what the potential is, right? So the other thing, does it need beefing up with additional info? Do you need more handouts? You could add a bonus at the end, host a Q&A session sometime, incorporate a quiz or a poll on your social media. You can see how this happens. Email series with targeted offers. How in the world do we do that? Oh, wait, Busy does that for us. So see how it's just it's so incorporated, and then you can take notes on what worked and what didn't. And then of course, number 7 from your cheat sheet is rinse and repeat. You can do a lunch and learn as much as you want to. And y'all, I thought in the very beginning when I was doing my first few, I thought they had to be like really intense and really like, you know, gosh, I've got to teach them everything. You don't. One of my lunch and learns was what is a reel. That was one of my best attended lunch and learns. Now, most of us watching this know what a reel is. We watch them 14 times a day. But so many people are a couple of steps behind us. And so that is one of the things that I harp on all the time. Here's my link tree. The very first link in the link tree is download my info. I created a little VCF file for you. You can put your phone on this or whatever. Connect with me. I would love to help even just brainstorm and think through some things with you all, because I believe when good people make more money, more good things are going to happen in this world. And I would love to see people double, triple, and quadruple their incomes in 2024 and 25 and 26 and however long this lasts, right? We're talking about evergreen content. Somebody might be watching this 10 years from now, and I don't know, maybe I've already said, see you suckers later, and I'm in heaven. Who knows? But I want to make sure that something like this lives beyond my usability. Okay? And I thank you for coming. I hope that we can follow each other on social media. I hope that this is valuable to you. I hope that you share this with a friend. And again, I will emphasize, if someone else showed you this video and they are a part of Busy or Makers or Moolah Marketing or Send Out Cards or any other company that was represented with you and what you are doing, dance with the one that brung you. So with that, I'm going to say, I challenge all of you to go mail some joy, find what God created you for, find your purpose, live it out, and stop making this so hard. If it's not fun, I'm out. So I hope you guys will go mail some joy. That is how I end most of my social media, because at the end of the day, somebody needs to know that they matter and somebody needs to know that you care. I hope this was valuable. I hope you'll share it with a friend, and I hope you'll come back for our next Lunch and Learn.